It's one thing to beat somebody over a stick, with a stick over the head to say, you need to license these rights. And then they say, okay, now where do I license? And if you're not able to provide a solution where you can license them, then we don't really have a lot of rights to complain about in the industry. I launched PopArabia in partnership with 2454, the Abu Dhabi Media Zone. The objective initially was really just to ensure the rights of composers and rights holders, music publishers, were being respected. The issue is that enforcement was difficult, it was expensive, and so most people just sort of gave up on the idea that composers or music publishers had rights in the Middle East.
When music is played publicly, it should be licensed. There should be a certain amount of money going to writers and composers of that composition. So some of the main obvious issues we see is that money's not being collected.
And since 2020, we've been focused on Arabic music, signing and developing regional music.
So we're looking after artists on one side and developing out the label side of things at PopArabia, and we're looking at acquiring catalogs across the region as well. One
of the early deals that we did was with Zaid Hamdan to acquire his back catalog. I asked him, what are you working on right now? And he told me, you know, I've got this band called Bedouin Burger, and I hadn't even heard the music. I was like, okay, well, we're signing that because it just sounds too cool. And we represent about 60% of the world's music publishing rights in the MENA territories. We acquired the publishing catalog of Muhammad Ramadan. We acquired and did a joint venture with 100 Copies in Cairo.
So one of the things we do plan on doing at PopArabia is setting up educational support for artists to help really educate people on what it means to own mastering rights and how they work and how they're monetized. We have our sister company ISMA as well, which is the first and only rights society in the MENA regions.
So ESMA was really founded out of frustration to some extent because in the Gulf in particular, there were never any rights organizations. What we realized over time was we were uniquely positioned to help solve the problem because we represented the majority of the publishing industry.
It's definitely helping artists create revenue streams from something that they have not yet been able to create revenue streams from traditionally in this region.
We want to find artists with something unique to say, and at the moment, there's a lot of people with a lot to say, so we're excited.